What's up, guys? This is UX Crypto. My name is Aaron, and today I'm going to show you a project which is really cool. I've talked about this project before, but we have some special guests today, and that is the founders. Okay, so this is a really cool AMA. So let's get them in right now. Just before we unlock the founding mode, then let's actually show you this trailer so you know what this game is about and why you should be paying attention to it. So here we go. We've got Benji. And how are you guys doing today? You okay?
Doing great.
Really great.
Oh, wicked. So yeah, so I'm just going to give you some questions today. So first of all, the very obvious question is, what is Shockwaves?
Oh, yeah, it's a quite an evident question, but somehow it's the most complicated to summarize all the development and things that are all around the project, because it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. But basically, it's a game. It's a play to earn, not the same way we used to see them with HitC. Here it's really focused on gameplay, and you have the ability to win loot boxes, and the token allow you to win this loot box. And in this loot box you have weapons that you will be able to mint. So we try to make what we could call a deflationist play to earn, where you don't have more and more assets into the ecosystem. And around this game, we as we try to not just make it interesting in terms of Web3, we want it to be a good game. We have a lot of musical aspect, a lot of AI aspect into it too. And of course, a lot of skills and esport mechanics. And yeah, the project started like 8 months ago. It came live 8 months ago, but there was a lot of preparation before starting it. We launched it with CD5 in May. So in 2 months, it's going to be his 1 year anniversary. And we are quite excited of all the things we have done so far.
Wicked. So it brings me to our next question, which probably people are thinking, is who are you guys on the project, and what do you do on a day-to-day basis in the project?
Actually, I'm the second most important person in the project, because I'm just the CEO. And but as you know, crypto are really and mostly in gaming, it's really dependent on technology and vision and mathematics. So Benji is a true hero that make everything work in this story. So
yeah, I mean, like basically, yeah, like yeah, I'm CTO. So we are pretty hands-on in the company, since you know, we're like you know, not a huge team, and so I'm like working on the development of the game, you know, the assets and stuff. So a big part of it is really to kind of develop the gameplay, link everything with the blockchain, etc. And we like to do it as much as possible, kind of with the community. And yeah, same for Samuel, is also very hands-on. He's like he's also doing like all the design part of the project. Nice. You know, the 3D and everything. So yeah.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, because at the beginning we already have a team of game makers. We did a lot of games in virtual reality before, pushing back the limits of what can be done in gaming. And we did 6 projects in VR that we lead ourselves. 3 of them have been huge success. And we did them because we are like passionate by innovation in the gaming field. And when we see the crypto gaming universe becoming something, we was really shocked because it really seems to be where true innovation in video game will be for the next years. So we thought, okay, it's where things are going to happen. We have experience, we have real engineers, we have artists, we have something to do here.
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember seeing you when I reviewed your project that you had quite a good VR background experience. So yeah, that's very, very cool. Yeah, good. How are you feeling about the whole Meta? Well, not Meta Quest, the new Apple lens.
Oh, yeah. It's so cool to see a real competitor to Meta because at the beginning there was HTC and Oculus. There was a little bit like a war between them, but it was mostly good for customers. And somehow Oculus from Meta takes the biggest places. So things start to change, and there was a real leader on the market, and things start to be not so good. But now that Apple is in the dance, it's going to be really great. And I think us, the developer and the customers, will really benefit that there is now a real challenger in the VR field.
Definitely. So is that what you plan to do with Shockwaves? Eventually go more VR than it currently is?
Actually, what we say between us is one niche market at a time, because VR is it's really a passionate market. You have a player who play a lot and it's a really strong gameplay experience. But actually, it's still in adoption. It's still passionate, and you have a lot of doors to open before actually playing when you start. And crypto is a little bit in the same place that was VR three years ago. There is a huge adoption, but the ecosystem is quite still, it's still passionate. It's difficult to have a wallet for the first time. And actually, if we wanted to mix VR and crypto, we will probably we're gonna lose everybody. But I'm sure at some time crypto will be so mainstream that we can have amazing project in VR. And there is some field where VR and crypto can meet, mostly in terms of presence of assets. In VR, when you have an object, you really feel like you have it because it's here. And in crypto, when you have an asset, you really feel that you have it because you own it, you can sell it. But it's true that if you mix all of them, in the future is going to be incredible. But right now, it's too soon, and I think we have seen it in the Meta capitalization last year, where they had a huge problem because they tried to mix ownership and virtual reality too much, and it was too soon. So
definitely, yeah. I think another challenge with that is if you have people playing on like a console or on a headset or a mobile. Like if you're in one game, someone on the VR headset might find it harder to win because they're like limited to doing stuff like this, whereas someone's just used to using controls like that.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's something we've noticed also is like doing cross-platform between VR and usually cross-platform is quite difficult. Can be problematic. Between mobile and PC, it's already a bit sometimes it's a bit problematic. But between PC and VR, it's like the difference is quite huge between levels. We've actually done some game that was playable both in VR and on PC, and it worked well. I think, but it was a kind of a it was extremely complicated to have both work and being kind of balanced, and
makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So brings me to another question, more related to yourselves, of course, which is how does owning the AI work?
So basically, what the way it works is we have a collection of AI agents, and so these AI agents, you can, they all have like their own characteristics, and basically you can, if you own one, you can play it as your character. So you have your AI agent. So if you play the game, you can play as it. But what we noticed, and that's kind of one thing that we learned in VR, is that like it's really important to, like, in a game, in a multiplayer game, you always need to have a certain amount of players for the game to be, for people to be able to enter the game right away. And this number of players can be quite huge. I mean, it could be hundreds, can be thousands sometimes, and to have the best game experience. And what we felt is like, it's important for us to be resilient. So even at times where there are not that many players, just a few, we wanted to have the game that is still full. You can still join right away, and so we don't lose adoption when there is like a bear market or anything like that. And for that, like basically these AI agents, they play for you when you're not playing, so they always feel the game, and as they feel these games, they will still be part of the economy, and they will still earn rewards for their owners. And to do this, you don't have to do really anything. Basically, it will just do it kind of passively. You don't have to start to like put them for rent or anything like that, because this what we want to do is to make it as intuitive for both players and people, owners of NFTs, as possible. And so you don't really have to do much. It will just happen automatically, and you will get the reward on your account.
Wicked. Yeah. So this is the bit what most excites me about your project, actually. So the idea of being able to own an AI and then it just do stuff for you. So basically, from what I got from it, reading your white paper, was that it will go and get rewards for you as well. Like, so if it obviously kills somebody or whatever, you get points, and then you're basically getting like a passive income from owning it.
Sure.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Just to interrupt this program real quick, I've actually scored this project a while back inside of my cheat sheet. So yeah, if you are actually interested in this project and you want to see where this project ranks with some of the other ones I've reviewed, I've ranked over 150 coins in depth, then you should definitely check out the cheat sheet, and the link is in the description. And yeah, I don't take any other payments for any of this stuff, by the way. This is literally off my own back. And yes, if you want to support me, the Patreon is down there and you can support me with that, but also get a whole bunch of value. But yes, let's get back to our normal programming of the AMA. Let's do it.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, you'll get that headcount. I mean, it's let's say there are like you kind of two situations, basically both in the game. Like as you play all the time, you kind of earn some income, some loot boxes, etc. And so this will go to, at least in part of it, will go to the owner. And also in tournaments, we've done already some tournaments where we give some tokens for rewards, and the AIs in the game, they're actually really good, and some have been at quite high ranked in some tournaments, and actually we've sent tokens to their owners in these situations.
Oh, nice. So this brings me to the next question, which I would like to know is, are people playing more or letting the AI play for them? And have you noticed the difference of who's winning like more?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good mix of both. I mean, there's like basically the AIs, they play kind of all the time. So maybe they won't. There are 2,222 of them, so they will basically, in each they will kind of be randomly chosen in each game. But they will play in the end, they will play a lot, and that's probably more than what most players would play. And but yeah, and they're actually really good. I mean, some especially depends on their rarity. Like the more rare NFTs, like legendary NFTs, they tend to be really good, and they tend to win tournaments more often. And
right.
Yeah.
The AI you're using, does it learn or does it keep at a certain difficulty level?
There is a kind of a difficulty level that can evolve a little bit with it, and actually they interact with players in the chat. So we have a chat in the game, and you can, if you try the game, you can see it. Basically, they will talk together, interact with players. They all have kind of their own sort of personality. They all have like nationality and stuff, and all this is kind of important for us because it makes it's not like just having like bots that are like kind of stupid, that they don't interact and don't do anything. We wanted them to be like really part of the experience, part of the gameplay, and part of the tokenomics.
Okay,
One
nice.
of the most funny things is see them arguing in the chat in game about food, because they all have different nationalities, and they start to discuss about what they want to eat after the match. It's incredible.
Oh wow! Can you imagine there's a couple of them who are all from the same country, and they're like, "We're going to get this other guy."
Okay, it's quite possible.
Yeah, exactly. We'll gang up. So one of the questions I had for you as well was what made you go for a smaller arena? So the reason I've asked you this question is one of my favorite games is Call of Duty, but there's a map on there called Rust, and it kind of reminds me of your game a little bit. So because it's just way more entertaining in a smaller arena. So I don't know if this was on purpose or it was like a plan.
Yeah. It was a huge discussion. We absolutely love a huge landscape, but our two previous project was a MMORPG we did for another company, and before that we did a game that at the scale of GTA, but in VR. And I think during all this time we accumulate like a will to do something that will be smaller but with more details in the environment, and it seems to be perfect for FPS because we want it to be really strategic, and we think in the future there will be a huge link between esport and Web3 gaming. So we decide to do it the scale of a Counter-Strike map. Because it's what esport player, it's the base for esport, and it works pretty well. And the shaders, because the map react with the music, and all the map is generated procedurally at the start of the game. So having a contained environment was quite useful. But we would like to make bigger things in the future, but actually we're really focused on this game and these mechanics.
Nice. Okay, wicked. So another question would be, what makes Shockwave's game like a cut above some of the rest in Web3?
Sure. So I think one of the things is what we try to do is in what we've seen in many other projects, there are kind of a few pitfalls, and we've tried to kind of learn from other people's mistakes. And basically, like there are kind of a few pitfalls that some games, they basically need a huge amount of players to just run like just operate. And what it tends to do is to create, what happened a little bit with Axie Infinity. I think Axie was still kind of a success in many ways, but there are some pitfalls, and some other projects had the same issue, where basically you kind of need to have a growth in the number of users constantly just for the game to kind of hold and to operate. And what we wanted to avoid that, and that's one of the reasons why we use the AIs, because we don't want to, like, we want to have more and more players, but we don't want to need to have more and more players every day constantly for years, because we know that the market will have up and downs. We know that sometimes player bases evolve, etc. And also one thing is, like, we're really focused on the game experience. We try to make a game that is really good, enjoyable, and kind of unique, even for Web2 players. Something like there's like a kind of the music aspect in the game that has an impact on like on the gameplay, and also like on the visuals. We wanted to create something that is unique and good quality. Kind of we focus like really on this game and try to make it as good as we can. And we try not to kind of get too distracted by doing other projects. 'Cause what we've seen with other projects is Web3 projects is they tend to, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to try to catch what's new, and we kind of trying to stay focused. We know we have something, we know we have a good concept, and we try to deliver first, and then go to the next step.
Yeah, definitely. Well said. Well said. So the other one is, obviously, I know you guys put out your game. Is it the 16th of December? I think it was. It was around then.
15th. Yeah.
15th. Okay, great. Yeah. So where are you looking to take the project in the future? And I know your roadmap's not updated to 2024. So what's coming next from you guys?
So actually, we have we were really focused in the first stage of the game. We really focused on developing the game and having a good product, if I can call it like that. And we want to now we start to have really our proof of virality, of stickness, with people playing many hours a day. We have really good data. So now that we are sure that the game is good, of course we're gonna continue to improve it. But the next step will more focus on visibility of the project, and make it grow and come with so bring new people, give them a good experience. It's going to be a full challenge by itself, because now you start to have people who earn a lot, who have good weapons. So a lot of our effort will focus on, okay, how we make play together people who are in the project since many months and who have good level, good equipment, and how we still make it a good experience for people who come, so they stay. And so it's really a new stage of the project which is coming, and we need to success at it. And if we arrive when we find a good balance, it will be very ready to bring again more people and again more people, because we know that we have a sustainable ecosystem.
Do you ever see new maps coming at some point down the road?
Yeah, so actually each game has a different map because they are generated procedurally at the beginning. We of course will bring more option of personalization, but I think that the huge step that people are waiting for the maps is when the land owning will be really implemented into the game. So technically it's already in the game. Everything is ready for that. It's just that we want it to be the final touch, the jewel on the crown of the project. So it's going to be the final stage. It's why we don't do it now, but yeah, and when people will be able to own the land, they will be able to personalize them too. We did a system. We want the personalization of the lands to be available even for people who don't want to deep dive in 3D or in any kind of 3D software. So we did an interface where you can choose what you want personalized. For example, the ads all around the city. When you're gonna own a land, you will be able to upload your own advertisement to be displayed on the city. You will be able to choose the music and things like that with an interface dedicated to it, but it will not be focused on you will not be able to put I don't know, like a box here or anything like that. It will be really like buying a building, a district, and personalize it like you are a true land owner.
Right. It would be cool if you could add stuff like which benefits the player, for example, if they're low on health or something, and then your particular building could give health and then they pay you for it or something like that. That would be really cool. But yeah,
that would make sense actually. Right now we have like basically there are some house fountains on the map, house packs. But yeah, it could make sense to make people pay for it. So and it goes to the owner. That would make sense.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. So in terms of getting it out there, the project. So one thing in crypto, I'm sure you know, is exchange listings. So it would be great to know if you guys are planning to get on other exchanges or anything like that.
Sure. I mean, right now we're like so far we've been like a Dex only for this. We're like always like talking to exchanges. What we see is like basically, when it will be the right time, we'll like the best time we'll do it, and we with the best exchange we try. We are always like kind of discussing with them, trying to discuss with exchanges, trying to see what would be the best deal, what would be the best timing, etc. So this is definitely a possibility, but that's not what we're trying to make it in the way that it happens in right, because in some case if we don't do it right, there could be some issues. Sometimes they would basically dump their tokens or do stuff like that, and we try to as much as possible avoid it, and these exchange listings tend to be very expensive, so we try to do it in a way that it will kind of, if it happens, that it's just really beneficial to the project, and we don't want to do it in a way that is just costs us a lot of money and just ends up being kind of negative for the token overall.
Yeah, for example, maybe we can talk a little bit about what happened in December, because at the beginning we really had the idea that we could go on a centralized exchange with the launch of around the launch of the game, but it was like the plan, but somehow many things happened during the launch that made us change our idea. First, when the trailer happened, during a period of time we had really a really huge volume of exchange every day, and it was like bigger than what we thought an exchange will bring to us. So at this point we was like, okay, it's strange, we are on Dex, but our volume is like really massive. So it puts the question on the table too: does the centralized exchange really bring volume that we need? And on the second aspect, we start discussion with our advisor, and two of them told us that there was actually paying to get out of their own exchange at this moment. And so we was like, okay, why should we do it? It's really expensive. It will not, at this moment, it will not bring anything on the project. And worst, it seems that it can hurt so much that people are willing to pay to go outside. So we put it under the table. We have all the contact. We have the price. It's still, but it seems that it's not the exchange moment right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think we basically, if we do it, we want to do it right. Like there are some pitfalls, there are some kind of dangers, and also they are not all the same. So we try to make sure.
But when it will be good, everything is ready for that.
Okay, great. That's good to know. Yeah, so something to look forward to for the people in the future, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I've said this to a couple of people actually, and that's not necessarily to do your project, but why, for example, would a project do that right now if obviously we haven't had the halving yet, for example? So where a lot of momentum is going to come is going to be a bit later on. It's not necessarily now, is it? So I kind of agree with what you're saying. Yeah, it's better to not do it yet, but in the future it might be good. But yeah, hopefully that will happen. So another one was, I know you touched on a little bit. So in terms of platforms, like you're on Alexa at the moment, is it? But what platforms is it that you guys are on at the moment that people could find?
So right now, for the moment, like we're on Elixir. So this is for like kind of for PC. We try to focus as much as possible initially on one platform, because we like once you start to get like to more, it tends to take more development time and making the cycle a bit longer. And we've had like really good feedback about Elixir. I mean, it's still a relatively new platform compared to like Steam, etc. But it's really well made for crypto. There is like a wallet connection, kind of account creation, etc. So it's all really well made. And so yes, maybe in the future we'll go to other platforms that are like more like Web2 oriented platforms like Epic Games. But so far we feel like actually it's quite good to have like the kind of the wallet connection and all these parts within the launcher itself. It brings a better game experience than to let people kind of have to go to another platform that it would be ours to log in, connect their wallets, etc. So we felt like it was kind of for the user experience, it's the best is so far is to be on Elixir. But it like in the future we'll see how it evolves, especially if we want to target kind of different populations of players.
Okay, great. I'm going to go back to one question, and it was more about the roadmap. So, is there going to be an updated roadmap at some point that we can expect?
Sure. Yes. I think right now we're trying to kind of, finish everything we've started, trying to go to the end of it. We have already lots of plans for the future, but we want to kind of try to deliver as much as possible, kind of all we tried to for the previous roadmap, and then we'll release a new roadmap, but it should be relatively soon, and will be based on our feedback and oriented towards kind of spreading the world and trying to make the game as popular as we can, and kind of empower like content creators. And yes.
Actually, there is a 2024 roadmap and even a 2025. We just want we need the good time and to have finished some aspect of the 2023 to release it, because we really care about finishing before speaking about new things. But the 2024 roadmap already started on our own side for the development, and we can maybe speak a little bit about a feature around Twitch that we already started, and that was the first step of the 2024 roadmaps. Because we maybe Benji will be better to speak.
Sure. Yeah, it's like I don't know if you know about Twitch drops, but it's a feature on Twitch where people can watch streams and basically they get rewards as they watch. So usually these rewards are just kind of game assets, like a weapon in the game, etc. Or this. And this has been done for a couple of years. We've actually done it for previous VR games we've developed before. But what we want to do is do it with tokens and NFTs, and so people could watch a stream, get some rewards from watching the stream that can have some value, and also we could give also these rewards to the streamer. And basically the goal of it is to kind of incentivize streamers to stream our game, make their community part of kind of also part of sort of the tokenomics, and being kind of included in the project. And that's, I think it's no one, as far as I know, no one has really done it in that way before, and I think it will be really unique. And we have all the development for it. Like a big part of the development for it is already done, and so that's part of our strategy. We want to kind of like empower like content creators and make it as streamable for them.
Nice.
But yeah,
nice.
2024 roadmap, but it will be shown later at this point.
Wicked. Nice. Looking forward to it. It'll be really good. So yeah, I think that's kind of a lot of the questions I had. Have you got any last words for anybody out there?
I don't know. Maybe we should thank as I said, before when we chatted initially, so someone in our community brought us to you. He was a fan of yours, and so yeah, shout out to Romu. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. But he's thank you very much for giving us your contact. And well, I think like we now the game is open. People can join whenever they want. So for anyone, feel free to go on Elixir, look for Shockwaves, and test the game and come to our Discord, etc. So we'd love to see
Discuss
you guys
with
there.
our community if you have any problem. They are really friendly.
Yeah,
They
we have
don't
an awesome community.
expecting the game.
Oh, wicked. Is this on Discord that you have in your community, or where's your community? People can
Discord, Telegram, yeah, mostly Discord and Telegram.
Okay, great. And yeah, no, thanks so much. I really appreciate you doing this. And it's been great to obviously pick your guys' brains. And yeah, really cool. Yeah, and I wish you all the best for the project as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.